Researchers have identified the world's largest coral reef in the southwestern Pacific Ocean, with an estimated age of 300 to 500 years.
남서태평양 해안에서 300살에서 500살 사이 나이로 추정되는 세계 최대 규모의 산호초가 발견됐습니다. Wow.
Finally, some good news about coral reefs, because it seems like all the news we hear nowadays is this one is dying, this one is polluted, this one won't last much longer, but we have this amazing coral reef discovered by marine scientists from the National Geographic Pristine Seas team near the Solomon Islands. It's got a diameter of 32 meters. It's 5.5 meters high. It's got about 1 billion polyps, those little knobbly bits on the coral. And it's estimated to be somewhere between 300 and 500 years old. It's also in good condition. But they are warning that global warming could have an effect on it. And we know that coral reefs are so important. They are the habitat for so many species. They protect them, they let them survive and thrive, and if they disappear, we sometimes lose entire species with them.
Exactly. Well, this is very good news indeed, as you said. Now, researchers have identified this coral reef.
And I've identified this word to mean to find, or to discover, or to go, oh, there it is.
Yeah, identify. 뭔가 발견하다, 찾다. I-D-E-N-T-I-F-Y.
Yeah, sometimes it can be to name the thing. So, for example, if you're out with your kids and you see a grasshopper and a cricket, you want to identify which one is which. This one is the grasshopper because it's green, and this is the cricket because it's brown.
아, 그렇죠. 뭔가 구별해가지고 이게 메뚜기인지 아니면은 귀뚜라미인지 이렇게 구별할 때도 Can you identify which one is a grasshopper and which one is the other
Cricket.
thing? Cricket.
Come on, Sue.
이렇게. 네.
Do you need to use AI on this?
Yes, please give me AI. 자, 그래서 identify라는 게 뭔가를 이게 찾아내다라는 의미인데요. 이렇게 구별해내다라는 의미로도 써요. 자, 그 다음에는 산호초는 coral reef고 it's estimated to be about 300 to 500 years old.
Ooh, I think estimate is probably about, I don't know, maybe roughly getting the approximate information using the other information you have?
I think that was an excellent estimation.
Oh, phew.
Right. So estimate means to guess?
It's different to guess.
Yeah.
It's you're using the surrounding information to get an approximate figure or an approximate answer. So it's not going to be exact.
Right. So it's an educated guess. In some ways. Do you not want to use the word guess?
I would avoid the word guess because guess suggests there's a randomness to it.
All right.
Whereas these are scientists. They're not just guessing how old it is. They're looking at the rock formations. They're studying the coral. So they're not able to precisely give the information, but they can give a rough estimate.
네. 자, 추정하다라는 뜻이에요. 그래서 estimate라는 명사가 그런 추정 아니면 추정치가 되겠고요. 추정하는 것은 estimate라고 합니다. 여기서는 an estimated age 형용사로 썼거든요. 그래서 추정되는 나이가 한 300살에서 500살 정도 된다라는 산호초 얘기입니다. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼까요? Researchers have identified the world's largest coral reef in the southwestern Pacific Ocean with an estimated age of 300 to 500 years. Let's move on to the next headline.
US and Chinese researchers have discovered that volcanoes were erupting on the far side of the moon billions of years ago, with analysis of samples from a recent mission revealing basalt fragments dating back more than 4.2 billion years.
최근 달 탐사선이 채취해온 42억 년 이상 된 현무암 표본의 분석 결과 수십억 년 전에 달 뒷면에서 화산 활동이 있었던 것으로 나타났습니다. My goodness.
Yeah, this is really exciting. We don't know as much as we do about the close side to the moon. The far side of the moon is a little unfamiliar, a little alien to us. As Pink Floyd's album called it, the dark side of the moon.
Yeah.
It's not been explored very much. And so we have these first rock and dust samples collected by the Chang'e 6 spacecraft, which went on a 2-month-long mission. There were all sorts of issues with that. We'll gloss over that and stick to these rocks, these fragments, because they revealed that there were these surprisingly young eruptions, as they're calling them, something like 2.83 billion years ago. We haven't found that on the moon that's facing us, on our side of the moon.
Yeah.
We've only found it on the far side of the moon. what's interesting is we never see the far side of the moon because of the way that the moon is locked into the Earth's orbit.
Yep.
It continually faces us with one side only.
So instead of the side that we're used to seeing, which you said is our side or the near side, I guess.
Yeah.
The other word
The
is
far
the
side.
far side. Let's look at that.
The far side means the one that is a long distance away from us. So we use near and far to compare. Something is near, something is far, means one thing is closer, the other is further away. There's also a very good comic strip called The Far Side that was around from the 1980s and 90s. If you
what's
want
it
to
about?
practice your funny English, Gary Larson, this amazing cartoonist and comic book writer, did these one-panel cartoons with lots of animals and absurd jokes. I loved them as kids. My father loved them. They were very, very popular. But yeah, the far side means going to be the furthest away from us.
아하, 자, 먼 쪽이라는 뜻이에요. The far side. 그래서 달의 먼 쪽이라는 것은 이제 우리는 늘 보지 못하는 달의 뒷면이 되겠죠. 자, 그 다음에는요. fragments.
Yeah, a fragment is a piece, but it's going to be a small piece. You don't have a fragment of cake, for example. You have a slice.
Yeah.
But if you smash something, let's say you smash some glass or a mirror, there might be big pieces, but there will also be tiny fragments, small fragments, these tiny pieces of whatever it is.
파편을 fragment라고 합니다. fragment. 여기서는 이제 fragments 앞에 basalt가 붙었는데요. basalt는 그 현무암입니다. How do you pronounce the word?
Basalt, but I think some people might say basalt.
발음이 좀 여러 가지가 있더라고요. 네. 자, 그러면 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. US and Chinese researchers have discovered that volcanoes were erupting on the far side of the moon billions of years ago, with analysis of samples from a recent mission revealing basalt fragments dating back more than 4.2 billion years. Okay, let's move on to the final headline.
Experts believe octopuses are the most likely creatures to dominate the world if humanity were to perish, thanks to their intelligence and adaptability.
인류가 멸망할 경우 지구를 지배할 생명체는 높은 지능과 적응력을 지닌 문어가 될 것이라는 전문가 전망이 나왔습니다. Octopuses are very smart, aren't they?
They are. I don't eat them anymore. After I read a book called The Soul of the Octopus and read about how amazing they are, I decided to take them off the menu. And we have a professor from Oxford University, Tim Coulson, is saying that they're one of the most resourceful creatures on the planet, more resourceful than birds or insects, because those lot lack the fine motor skills needed to construct a civilization, whereas octopuses can do everything. They can solve complex problems, they communicate through color, through flashing color at each other, they can manipulate objects. If you've ever seen like an octopus opening a jam jar, it's incredible the dexterity they have. They can camouflage. So this professor is suggesting that, you know, if we disappear, octopuses could, well, start building underwater cities and who knows what.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while, though. He's saying hundreds, probably thousands, even millions of years for them to evolve into that state.
Yeah, I once watched a documentary about how smart octopuses were. And they made
Yeah.
a maze with
Yes.
all sorts of obstacles and tried to see if the octopus could figure out how to get past the obstacle. Sometimes it was something simple like just getting through it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you had to open things or, you know, solve certain octopus puzzles.
Yeah, it's
And they can do
astonishing.
it.
They
Yeah.
also recognize humans when they're
Yeah.
in captivity. Some they like and they will play with. Others they will actually avoid or will spray water at them if they don't
have
like
feelings.
them. Yeah, they do have feelings.
Yeah.
They're incredible creatures despite their short lifespans. So it's amazing to think that if humans ever disappear,
Yeah.
maybe octopuses will take over the world.
그래요. 뭐 지금 인류가 뭐 멸망할 거다라는 얘기는 아니지만 인류가 만약에 멸망을 하게 되면은 지금 과학자들이 봤을 때 가장 이제 적응을 하면서 살아남을 가능성이 높은 게 바로 문어다라는 얘기를 하고 있습니다. 그만큼 굉장히 이제 생명력도 어떤 적응력도 뛰어난 동물이란 얘기인데 if humans were to perish.
Yeah. If something perishes, it passes away, it dies, it's gone. So yes, if we talk about humans perishing, it means humans becoming extinct. We are no more.
소멸되는 것, 없어지는 것을 perish 한다라고 합니다. 그래서 인류가 멸망하면 이거를 if humanity were to perish 이렇게 표현을 하고 있고요. And octopuses are known for their adaptability.
Yes, meaning they can adapt to different situations, change their behavior, change their style, change their action to suit whatever situation they may be in.
적응력이 되겠죠. 그래서 adaptability도 있고 그다음에 intelligence 지능도 매우 높다.
And they're delicious.
I thought you said you
I know,
don't
but they're
eat
still
octopuses.
delicious.
All right. Well, here's the headline again. Experts believe octopuses are the most likely creatures to dominate the world if humanity were to perish, thanks to their intelligence and adaptability. All right, that's it for the headlines with Paul Matthews.